The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for a slightly different backdrop for our daily forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and our Supplement and Balance Claims. We have not been able to do a video the last couple of days, and that is mostly, actually it's 100% because we've had a pretty historic ice storm across the Oklahoma City metro. This is actually one of the it was the first time in modern history anyway that there's been an ice storm in Oklahoma City in October, and it has been pretty devastating. No power at my house. We have power here at the Hale Palace, so we're doing still our operations as normal for today. Hurricane Zeta is making landfall today, yes. So with the winter weather, there's also a hurricane making its way towards New Orleans, and it's going to move away pretty quickly if it makes landfall tonight. We'll have more details with that in just a second. But before we move into any of the weather that's going to be forecast to happen, we're just kind of going over the ice storm here in Oklahoma City. Impacted Hail Trace pretty personally. Of course, our headquarters is here in OKC. We've had over an inch of ice in some spots. I saw in Calumet, Oklahoma, about an inch and a half of ice, which is incredible just on its own. But on top of that, we are here. We hadn't even had our first frost yet in Oklahoma City. All of the trees were still green with all of their leaves on them, so that really added to the weight of all of this ice across the metro. Last long duration event, and we had devastating amounts of tree damage. Over 300,000 customers without power. It's about double that for your overall people affected, so that's over 500,000 customers here impacted by this. And it was the first time ever in October we've seen a system like this. Absolutely crazy. Let's say that picture that's near my neighborhood. We have all these trees absolutely destroyed here, and it's pretty widespread across the entire metro. Power outages are going to be probably pretty prevalent for quite a few days across a lot of the city, and also it's going to take weeks for this to really clean up. And there's a picture approximately about probably 3/4 of an inch of ice right there for this. So pretty wild stuff. Thankfully, there's no hail to worry about, severe hail to worry about across the country today or tomorrow. The only severe weather expected is going to be in the tropics. So even though we're talking about ice and all of this craziness here across the Oklahoma City area, and I'm all bundled up and had not much in the way of any any warmth, we're talking about a tropical system in the Gulf. Hurricane Zeta currently moving to the north-northeast, moving north, about 18 miles an hour. Winds about 90 miles per hour, going to probably be around that this whole time. Central pressure about 796, and you see a pretty organized storm really ended up taking off yesterday with some rapid intensification. Looks like gonna probably be a direct hit somewhere to the east of New Orleans. So we're going to probably make landfall in the marshy area south of New Orleans and then cross over New Orleans and into the Biloxi, Mississippi area this evening. So we're about 235 miles away from New Orleans, and it looks like The landfall is going to occur south of there, again in the swampy area south of New Orleans, and then go just east New Orleans and then go into coastal Mississippi, so Biloxi, Gulfport area. Landfall time about 4 to 8 p.m. and your worst conditions are going to be around that time as well. This is going to be moving quick. It's really going to pick up some speed as Zeta makes landfall as a Category 1, about 90 miles an hour. So they're going to get tropical storm force winds, possibly all the way to Georgia. Hurricane force really limited to New Orleans area and coastal Mississippi. Moderate storm surge as well, possibly upwards of 8 feet of storm surge. In places like coastal Mississippi, we're going to have onshore flow. Going to get a lot of that water up in there, and possibly in the New Orleans area, some of the lower lying regions that aren't protected by any levees could see some flooding as well. And you see here, we're really going to be racing. This is going to be by tomorrow. Zeta will be past Atlanta. So it's going to be moving really fast. This isn't like other systems like in August where we had, Sally moving super slow. This is going to haul out of here. So after this evening, that's going to be it. So what do you expect for the New Orleans area specifically? I'd say moderate storm surge in areas that aren't protected by the levees. Wind damage, I'd say about moderate. So low wind damage would be tropical storm force. Moderate, it's kind of broad, pretty much low end hurricane up to a Cat 2. And that's what we're expecting here. Nothing like Lake Charles saw from Laura, obviously. Probably a little less damage than what people in Gulf Shore saw from Sally. And that's going to extend as well to the Biloxi and Gulfport. They're kind of just all encompassing in one area. Low tornado threat, that's going to be primarily this afternoon. And the flooding fairly low. Again, we're moving pretty quick through for a hurricane. So there's not a lot of time for there to be a lot of flooding. And again, highest impacts will be this evening. So after about 4 o'clock, by the time we hit midnight, it's over, completely over. So it's going to be moving quick. Just yet another hurricane hitting Louisiana, yet another hurricane hitting the United States here at the tail end of October. Not completely unheard of for hurricanes. For example, Hurricane Sandy in 2012 made landfall in New Jersey on October 29th. So it's still hurricane season, a lot slower now. This may be the last one. I think I said that with Delta, but I'm more confident now here with Zeta. This is most likely the last U.S. landfalling hurricane of the year for a crazy 2020 season. So we're not chasing this one. Obviously, with the ice storm, we weren't able to go out. With that, we were chasing the ice storm instead. So follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll give you guys updates for Zeta if anything crazy happens this evening. We'll have the map for it as it occurs, as we always do. And hit see first on Facebook so you see any posts from us. And as always, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245 with any comments, questions, or concerns you may have. You got stuff at training, your first time here, whatever it may be. It's a great number to call. Not a fan, talk on the phone. You can email us as well, info@hailtrace.com, and visit our website at hailtrace.com. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. I hope you're staying much warmer than I've been the last 24 hours. And we'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Have a good one, guys.